Hey you guys, welcome to another Saturday. It's Keoshia. If you like these types of videos, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe, and let's just get into the video. Okay you guys, so this Saturday is going to be a little bit different. I'm just really having a bad budgeting month. If you follow me on the vlogs or anything like that, then you know that this month Murphy just don't toe up into my butt, okay? So I just want to have a discussion. I wrote down a couple of key points that I wanted to talk about. Sorry if you guys can hear the fan going on in this room. It is super hot in this room, but my daughter's watching a movie, so I can't open the door. So we're just gonna do an informal Savvy Saturdays today. I got on this top and I'm just over it. So I really want to drink, but your girl can't drink because she has Crohn's disease, so I have to pick and choose when I want to drink. So we just gonna pretend this is some wine, but it's really some tea, okay? Some tea in a wine glass that has a K on it for Keoshia. So every time I get upset, I'm just gonna take a sip. So let's take a sip now. When I say upset, I don't really mean upset, I mean like frustrated with the situation. Okay, so like I said, if you don't follow me on my vlogs, you need to follow me on my vlogs. You'll learn about my everyday life, struggles I'm going through with budgeting and things like that that you guys might not see until a little bit later or hear about at all, because sometimes when I come on my Savvy Saturdays, I don't necessarily talk about it. I have a set topic that I'm talking about or something like that, and you'll be able to see more behind the scenes when it comes to my budgeting. Or if you watch my Instagram, you know, I'll go Instagram live. I've been kind of regular lately. And I'm going to talk about some stuff tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to have topics. I'm trying to get topics together so I can keep my thoughts in the line, because I do find out when I'm doing my Instagram, I'm kind of all over the place, so I'm trying to get that together. But I do have a set topic for this week, so if you want to know what I'm talking about, tune in to my Saturday Saturdays. I think I'm going to start doing them every night at 7:30. So my live on Busy Doing Me is my Instagram account, and I'm gonna do live starting at 7:30 talking about budgeting or whatever is on my mind for that week. I don't think I'm gonna limit it to budgeting anymore, because there's other things that people want to hear about that's going on in my life. And now it's gonna be making a clicking noise. I apologize if y'all don't like the clicking noise. It just is what it is. It's too hot in here to turn it off. I'm still sweating, so I'm not gonna turn it off. All right, I'm rambling, so let's get to the topic. So today I want to talk about the struggles of being a single parent while you're trying to budget. I know that being a single parent is super hard, but when you are financially struggling and being a single parent, it is even harder. The things that you have to go through, you basically have to go through them alone. You don't have a partner who understands. You don't always have a friend who understands. You don't always have other budgeting people who understand the struggles that you are going through as a single parent. You could be a single mom, you can be a single dad, you can be a single grandpa parent, a single aunt, anything. Being a single parent and budgeting can be super hard, and I'm just going to name the 5 things that I struggle with in my everyday life when it comes to being a single parent. And y'all, that ticking is going to get on my freaking nerves, so hold up. All right, back to the regular scheduled programming. So let's just talk about the first thing I want to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is shielding your children from your financial struggles. When I first became single, I did not have my finances together. I just went with how I felt, and I was like, you know, we needed to get a divorce. I'm going to try to keep the house. Well, he didn't really want the house. I didn't want the house to go back. So it was a real struggle trying to do that balance of where the kids wanted certain things, but I didn't want to tell them that I couldn't afford certain things that they were used to. There wasn't really anything out of the norm, but at that moment, at that time, in the situation we was in, I couldn't afford to do what they wanted to do. It was like simple stuff, like go to the movies or get a new game, or, you know, go out to eat, or whatever the case may be. And true enough, it's up to every individual parent if they want to discuss with their children their financial struggles, or if they want to discuss it with their children at all. And of course, it's everything has a variable. It could be how old they are, you know, their ages. It has a thing to do with their capacity to understand your children's reacting. You know your children better than anybody who, you know, whatever. So when I first started having my financial troubles, I didn't really tell the kids what was going on. When our lights get cut off, I'd be like, oh, what happened was I paid the bill late, but you know, they're gonna cut it back on tomorrow. Or if their cell phone started working, I was like, oh, it was a misunderstanding with the, you know, telephone company or the cell phone company or whatever. It'll be back on in a couple days. You know, they just gotta work some things out. Or the internet's not working, I'll say something like the line is down and those kind of things. So in the beginning, those were the excuses I came up with why I couldn't pay the bill or why it was cut off. I didn't necessarily tell them that I couldn't pay the bill, that I didn't have the funds to pay the bill. I was just trying to be, I was just basically being a liar. I lied, and I lied some more. So I feel like once they got older, once I got to a point where the lies were just too much for me and I felt like my kids could understand, so I just had to break it down. I'm like, your mama didn't have the money. Your mama don't have the money to pay the light bills. Your mama don't have the money to pay the cell phone bill. Your mama didn't have the money to pay the internet bill. But I promise in the near future, when I get my finances together, you will not have to worry about anything ever being cut off again. You do not ever have to worry about something not working and me not telling you the truth about why it's not working. So shielding your children can be a good thing, and shielding your children from financial problems can be a bad thing. It just depends on the situation and how you feel that your child will take it. I think once I decided to be truthful with my children, they were old enough for me to be truthful. They were old enough to understand what was going on, and they didn't judge me. And that's one thing. I think we all feel like if we tell our children we can't afford something or things got cut off because mommy didn't pay the bill, yeah, they're gonna ask questions like, well, why you didn't pay the bill? Or why don't you go to work? And this and that and the other. But once you sit there and explain to them how the world works, then they will look at you like, oh, okay, well, mommy did try her best. Mommy has been working overtime. Mommy has been doing this, or daddy, or whatever the grandmother or case may be. Because being a single parent is not just moms and dad. There's aunts who take on children, there's grandparents who take on children, and you can all be single parents. And I feel like in your home, in your situation, you would be able to, you know, explain to your kids when you want to explain to them the situation, if you ever want to explain it to them, or whatever kind of way you want to bring it up to them so they will understand what is going on. So I just told my kids to choose. I told them, your mama doesn't make enough money, but these are the steps that she's taking in order to secure money in order for these things not to happen. Number one, she's looking for a new job. Number two, she's trying to refinance her home and her car. And how does that work? It makes your bills become lower, which means I owe less money here, so I have more money to pay over here. And I had to explain it to them in a way that they will understand, because if they don't pay bills and never had to be responsible for a whole household, you have to bring it down to their level to understand what is going on. And I just pray nobody else has to be going through that stuff. It was a really, really hard thing for me to do, to see my children, to have my children see me be that vulnerable, to see me struggling paying bills, to see me struggling to take care of them, because you never want your children to think you can't take care of them. And you know, this is like, damn, mama, you gonna bring me to this world, then I'll be tore up. Like, nobody wants their child to see them struggling to take care of them or themselves or anything like that. So I feel like once I explained it to them and told them the situation and the plans that I had to make it better, I think it really lifted a lot of weight off of my shoulder, and I felt much, much better. Let's take a sip for that one. All right, so the next topic we're talking about as a single parent is fear. And fear goes back to shielding your children from your financial struggles. So like I said in my previous thing I was talking about, fear will have you hiding a lot of things. Fear of judgment, fear of people thinking you're a failure, fear of you thinking that the people thinking you're a failure. Sometimes the fear that you feel is only you feel that way. Sometimes we will become so frightened of things that we manifest or make up things that are not even true. Like, for instance, if I tell my friend, well, I can't go on a trip because I don't have any money. In my mind, I'm like, well, why? They're thinking like, well, you got a job and you got a house and you got a car. Why you don't have any money to go on a trip? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you think people are judging you when people are really like, well, okay, she don't have the money, so you know, it is what it is. But in our minds and in the society that we live in, I feel like we're very fearful to tell people that we can't afford to do the things that they can do. we want to, you know, justify it by telling little white lies, or, you know, this, that, and oh, I can't go on the trip because me and the kids, we just came back from a trip and y'all know y'all ain't went nowhere. Y'all ain't went nowhere. I ain't went nowhere. Now, I'm the kind of person, I was different when it came to my friends. I told them I ain't had no money. I was more truthful for real with my friends than I was with my kids. I didn't really care. I think not that I didn't care, I think the friends that I had, I knew they would understand. So I was more truthful with them than I was with kids, because I didn't think the kids would really understand. I thought maybe they would judge me, and that's who people I really don't want to judge me. But I think with my friends, I was like, well, they will understand if I can't go, da 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 da. So I don't think I was very fearful when it came to my friends, but I think one fear that held me in place was the fear of getting a new job. Okay, so if you don't know, I got a new job in September of 2016. It was with the same company, so I just moved laterally, up in a company that I already worked for. But the position I had before was in another department, and the fear that I had was that my new company or my new job that I was deciding to go with to make more money, my fear was, one, they wouldn't understand my needs as a single parent and my needs as newly becoming sick. Because at the time where all of my divorce and all of this money situation was going on, I also found out I had Crohn's disease, and I also found out my future was unknown to me. I think that was when I found out I was sick, I think that was the most scariest thing, because I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I was like, am I going to die? Like, am I going to not be able to work? Am I not going to be able to take care of my kids? Is somebody going to have to take care of me for the rest of my life? Like, that was the most scariest thing I ever went through. And even though you guys didn't see it on camera, there was plenty of nights of me worrying and stuff. And worrying is one of the reasons Crohn's disease kind of act up from stress and things like that. So I had to learn how to, you know, try to bring my stress down, even though I'm a very high stress person in certain situations. Don't ask me why, but I do. And so I think fear is something that we all kind of like keep it within, and it may not, the fear that we feel may not even be real, but it's so real to us that we just like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? What's gonna happen? What's gonna this? And we're trying to figure, and I'm one of them folks who's trying to figure it out before it even happened, or before I even know the prognosis. I do the worst case scenario. I do all of that, and I know I'm not the only one, but I feel like, you know, once you calm down, if you, like I said, when I was trying to switch jobs and all this kind of stuff, this is when I got sick, when I started looking for a new job after I had graduated, and when I started, you know, started budgeting, and when I started, actually it was before I started budgeting, it was when I was thinking about refinancing my house and getting my finances together and trying to live the life that I promised that my kids, that we wouldn't have lights cut off and things like this. I was striving towards keeping that promise, and then all of a sudden I get hit with, where you sick, ma'am, you really sick, you know, you're going to take medicine for the rest of your life, you probably going to have surgeries, multiple surgeries. I mean, you're going to have lots going on, your life is going to change tremendously, and you're over here like, I ain't got time for this, I got shit to do, okay? So I think by asking certain questions that I was scared to ask these questions, but I had to ask them because I needed to know, and I needed not to be stressed out trying to manifest in my mind what I thought the answer was going to be when I had people who can give me the answer. So that would be the doctors, that would be the new job that I had accepted, that would be, you know, human resources, you know, because my sickness wasn't going to go away. So it would affect me taking off work, even though I just switched to a new position. It would take me having family medical leave where I may have to take off when I didn't know I would have to take off. So, I mean, I had to get all these questions answered. And unfortunately, it worked out in my favor because I had been with that company for almost 10 years. And because I was an established employee, my stuff went smooth. But imagine if I had went to a whole new job that I never worked there, and they never knew my track record, and they never knew my history, and they never knew anything, then it might have been a whole completely different story. And that's why when I say you have to wait for the right timing, and you'll know what I'm talking about if you watch my vlogs back around that time. You have to wait for the timing. Everything that you want doesn't always come right when you want it, and there's a reason for it. There were several jobs that I could have taken that was not within the same company that I had, but something told me not to take those jobs. And I feel like God or whomever or whatever y'all believe in was telling me that you need to stay at this job within this, you need to stay within this company with your new job because of the situation that you have on, because of the things that I see that are coming towards you, and because of the things I see that's going to happen to you in the future. And I'm really thankful that I was calm enough not to make rash decisions and just go out on faith and just run around trying to do everything and do what I thought was best, but wait for the right job and everything like that. And I promise you guys, I do not regret having my surgery. I do not regret taking the job that I took. I think everything that I did has really benefited me into where I am now, especially on my financial journey. All right, so the next topic is, y'all saw me sipping my drink. So the next topic is a topic of true controversy when it comes to Americans and how they think and just people's opinion about stuff they sometimes don't really know about. It is government assistance. Your girl been on government assistance for years, okay? And you guys know I bust my ass every single day. You guys see me on my vlogs. Y'all hear me talking about, y'all see how much overtime I get. So I am not one of those people who accept government assistance in order to swindle the government to not have to do anything else. But I need government assistance. And the only government assistance that I've ever accepted when I had kids was health insurance. I've never gotten food stamps when I was on government assistance. I've never gotten Section 8 or anything like that. And not to knock anybody who got it, I just saying for me. So the only thing that I have taken advantage of while my kids have been alive has been health insurance. That is the most expensive thing in America. Having anything happen to your children and you don't have insurance can be a catastrophe. I think I went through a period where my kids did not have insurance for 3 months and my son was playing football. Y'all know I was terrified for 3 whole months. Terrified that something was going to happen to him or something was going to happen to my daughter or they was going to get sick or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to tell y'all like this, and this is just how I feel about it, and this is what it's going to be. Y'all have y'all opinions and I have my own. If you need the government assistance, take it. If you need it, take it. There is no shame in taking government assistance. My son was on Medicaid when he was little. When I got, as my income grew, we eventually got on all kids, and I am still on all kids. I do feel like that this year maybe, my son is 19 now, so he no longer can be on all kids. So his insurance ends at the next week, at the end of his birthday month, which is this month. His birthday was last week. He's gonna lose his insurance, and now I'm gonna add him to my insurance. And this is gonna change my financial situation tremendously because my insurance is about to double what it is now. And not to say that I'm upset with the government or I'm upset that I gotta pay it or I feel like they should pay his insurance for the rest of his life. No, that ain't what it is. I got what I needed from them when I needed it, and now they're telling me, okay, we have serviced you for as long as we can service you. Now it's time for you to service yourself. I'm just grateful that I had the resource that I had at the time because I really truly needed them because it was only me. So if you have any type of government assistance, you get any type of government assistance, don't be ashamed. I'm just saying, don't abuse it. If you don't need it, don't take it, because there are people who need it out there. And if you need it, you just need it. And then it ain't no shame in my game at all. At all. This is some good old fake wine, y'all. No, but for real, let's move on to the next topic. So my next topic is, let me see what I wrote down. Low cost, high fun activities. Okay, so as single parents, we all know that children get bored. Children want to do things. Children want to buy things. And they don't always understand that you can't afford all these things that they want to buy. So I've taught my children from a young age that free to low cost activities can be just as fun as things you want to pay for. And not to say that I never pay for anything they want to do, we just compromise. Okay, so if you want to go paintballing, which costs $50 a person, then we need to do fun, low cost or free activities for half of the summer, and then I will pay for us to go paintballing, which could come out to be $200 or $300 for one paintball session with you or your friends or whatever the case may be. Going to the movies, they like to go to the movies. We love movies, but I cannot pay $13 a pop for us three to go to the movie and get popcorn and get soda and get drinks. Your girl can't drop no $100 a month on talking about some going to no darn movies. So our compromise is we go to the $1.50 movie. So here in town we have a movie theater. I call it the $1.50 movie, but I think it's AMC, and they have movies that are, I think the movies that are in their movies are either about to come on DVD or they just went on DVD and they're at that movie theater. I can't really remember. So we like to compromise. I like to compromise with them. I said, okay, well, we can go to the $1.50 movie, but before we go, now we're not buying no popcorn in the dollar, because even though it's a $1.50 movie, the popcorn prices and the concession stand prices are the same as a regular movie. Just the movie is discounted because it's about to go to DVD or already on DVD. And we're gonna go to CC's and eat the all-you-can-eat buffet. Then we're gonna go to Fred's and we're gonna get the dollar candy and we're gonna put it in our purse or we're gonna put it in our pockets and we're gonna go into the movies that way. So I'm very grateful to my children not really being, I guess, materialistic. I guess I'm not materialistic, so they're not materialistic. So they're not into Jordan, they're not into name brand, they're not into paying full price, they're into, they don't care about their clothes coming from the thrift store. I mean, it's just, and not to say anything is wrong if your child likes name brand, if they like Jordan, but just let them know that is not all that is valued in life. And as a single parent who is on a budget, yes, I would like for you to have the finer things, but you're going to have to compromise. If we can buy you the Jordans, then we need to go to TJ Maxx and get the Levi's for $10 and not go to the department store and get the Levi's for $50. It's the same darn Levi's, okay? So I feel like that is what the compromise needs to come in. These are the kind of things that you have to be money conscious. And I'm just a cheap, frugal person anyway, so my money consciousness comes natural to me, but it doesn't come natural to everybody. But so when you're trying to do fun activity with your kids and things like that, always look for ways where you can do it at a discount. Always look for ways where you can save money. When we went to Tennessee, we saved a bunch of money. We got a cabin where we could cook, so I had bought breakfast and dinner and lunch and things like that. We bought a lot of the activities on a Groupon. I mean, just a bunch of things to help you save money. And what you will learn in the future is your children will learn from you. They will learn, well, my mom was frugal. We had all kind of nice vacations, even though she didn't pay full price of it. She used this website. She used this website. We went to this place. We did that. And they will learn that in their adult life, and they will learn how to manage their money, and they will learn how to get what they want at a discount price without having to pay full price all the time. Okay, you guys, so the last and final thing, and I know this is going to be a long video, I apologize, but the last and final thing is, for me, as a single parent, I am having a problem with what I call cabin fever. As you guys know, I am on a journey this year to pay my car off. My car at the beginning of the year, I was $17,000. I think currently, as of today, March the 24th, I owe $13,000. But during that time, you guys, I have not gone anywhere. I have not gone anywhere. I have not done anything. I have not spent that much money. And it's starting to get to me. The non-adult activities are starting to get to me. I feel like I have cabin fever. I feel like all I do is go to work. Go to work in the morning, go to work in the evening, and then come home and go to bed. Go to work in the morning, go to work in the evening, come home, go to bed. And then go to work in the morning, come home, deal with Jayla, and go to bed. Like, I feel like that's all I do, and watch Law and Order on my Fire Stick. Like, all I feel like, and I'm starting to get that cabin fever where I need some adult activities. I need time away. My stress level is getting high, and my fun level is going down. Sort of like The Sims. If you play The Sims, you know what I'm talking about. So I feel like we have to be able to balance that work-life balance, and I feel like I'm more of like, I've been talking so long, my darn camera shut off. What I was saying, okay, so I feel like work is here and my life balance is here, and I need to try to get it back sort of like this. And right now I'm here, and so your girl needs a drink, a fake drink, a real drink, all the drinks. So I feel like I'm in a place where I call it cabin fever or home fever or whatever it is. So I have to get my work-life balance sort of back intact. It was really good to have my work-life balance. It went really well this week. I didn't work most of the week, but I worked some of the week. I worked some yesterday, and then me and the kids, we went out for fun time with their dad. We went where we went. We went bowling, then we went to the fair, then we went laser tag, then we rented movies, and that was really good work-life balance for this week. But I have to learn how to do that every week or every 2 weeks. I need to not just work, and then my life balance goes down here. I need my friends around. I need to talk to my friends. I need to interact with them. I need to go out with them, you know. So I need to get to working on that and stop being in this house and being a hermit. And I think because it was the winter time, it sort of helped me be a hermit and be in the house, because it was cold, it was rainy. I hate being cold, I hate being wet. So I think that gave me an excuse not to go anywhere. But now that the sun is coming out and the days are longer, and even though we're having crazy weather now, Alabama is still pretty and you can still get out and do things. And I feel like now I'll be able to sort of kind of balance that out, because the days are longer. Jalen will be out of school soon, so I can get off work. We can go to the park and hang out, and we can do all these types of things. So don't let yourself get stuck in cabin fever. Try to figure out your work-life balance, even if you are working overtime, a second job, third job, to make ends meet, to reach your financial goals, or whatever the case may be. Get your work-life balance together. Don't be like me. All right, you guys, so those are the 5 things that I'm struggling with this month, in the month of March, and lately in my financial journey as of late. And I just want to discuss with you guys and be open with you guys and tell you guys the truth. So I just felt like talking and doing it in just a funny type, you know, talk kind of way. I hope I didn't bore you guys too well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you guys subscribe, and just leave some of your tips below, or the stresses that you're having, or the things you do to leave some of the things I was talking about in the comments below. I would love to hear you guys' opinion on how you handle the work-life balance, how you tell your children about your financial struggles, your low-cost, high-activity. Summer is coming up, and I need some ideas for me and Jalen to be entertained this summer. And also when her brother comes home from college, we know what I can do with him and what he can do and all those kind of things. So any suggestions, any comments that you guys have, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll make sure I'll interact with you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next Savvy Saturday. I hope you have a good day. Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Savvy Saturdays. If you would like to purchase any of my cash envelopes or my spreadsheets, you can visit my Etsy shop. It's Keoshia Shop. I will have the link in the description bar. I have sets of 6 envelopes for $10 available, and my spreadsheet. Also, make sure you go follow me on my Instagram. It's at Keoshia Shop with 2 S. And I'll see y'all next video. Bye.